Charlemagne the nincompoop from the Democratic Brunch Club gave Nick Cannon the donkey of the day for speaking facts about the Democrats and the Republicans.
Democrats don't care about black people, and they don't care about people. They don't care about people of color, and the Republicans do, and that's the misconception.
Now I'm sure everybody has seen this viral clip of Nick Cannon and Amber Rose speaking about the Democrats and the Republicans, saying that the Democrats do not care about black people and the Republicans do. And you would ask yourself, how can she get the perception that the Democratic Party does not care about black people when all they do is pander to us to get our vote? Charlemagne the nincompoop from the Democratic Brunch Club made it his business to add in his 2 cents, and all he did was mislead the listeners.
First off, Democrats don't care about black people, and they don't care about people of color, and the Republicans do, and that's the misconception. My question to both Amber and Nick would be, what have Republicans done to show that they care about people of color?
Nah, Charlemagne the nincompoop, what have the Democrats done to show that they care about black people? The Democrats have done nothing to show that they care about black people. I'll wait. Give me tangible evidence that the Democratic Party actually cares about black Americans.
This president right here, President Donald Trump, brought me from the prison pit to the White House. Only in America could there be a story like my story.
I'm sure they would reply by saying Republicans freed the slaves. We'll get to that part shortly, because my retort to that would be, in the words of the immortal Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately?
President Trump did something historic in his first term. He signed the First Step Act into law. And for that, over 40,000, and that number is low, over 40,000 individuals have come home to their families early. And you know, many of those were black Americans who had no hope.
My personal opinion, I don't believe the Democrats nor the Republicans care about black people in general. I believe that one side cares about Americans in general, and the other side do not. So aside from the conversation of whether or not the Democrats or the Republicans care about black people more, Nick Cannon made a factual statement, and Charlemagne made it his business to go out of his way to try to discredit those factual statements.
People don't know that the Democrats is the party of the KKK.
Yep.
People don't know that the Republicans are the party that freed the slaves.
So the statement that Nick Cannon made was in fact true. The Democratic Party was in fact the party of the KKK, and the Republicans in fact freed the slaves. And you would ask yourself, if these were true statements, why would Charlemagne try to discredit and mislead the listener to think something different?
The statement Nick made is correct. Historically correct. Republicans did free the slaves. The Republican and Democratic parties of the 1800s are not the same coalitions we have today. And Republicans freed the slaves is historically true, but using that to describe modern Republicans without context is misleading, Nick. Yes, Republicans were largely anti-slavery and based in the North. Democrats included, a lot of pro-slavery factions, and they were in the South, but that was in the 1800s, okay? My God.
He is so disingenuous, he is misleading the people to think that the Republican Party hasn't done anything for black people since freeing the slaves. There's many examples of what Republicans, Donald Trump specifically, have done for black people.
Over the last century, the parties have shifted ideologically, okay, and geographically. Republicans of the 1860s did lead the charge to end slavery, but those Republicans are not politically identical to modern Republicans. Okay, Nick said Democrats were party of the KKK. Once again, he's historically not wrong. Members of the KKK were aligned with the Democratic Party of that era. Who is the party of the KKK right now? That's the question I would ask, Nick. Okay, listen, Nick, you can't claim credit from 1865 like nothing has changed in 150 years. And then context will always matter. Okay, we truly live in a world without context. And without context, these statements Nick made are misleading about how U.S. politics evolved.
So now all of a sudden context matter? How about all the context you missed about the Democratic Party? So how could you sit up here and mislead the people to think that the Republicans are worse when the Democrats have done things specifically, lawfully, to undermine us as a people? Not only are the Democrats the party of the KKK, they're also the party of segregation, the party of Jim Crow, the party of the 94 crime bills. What about those contexts? Champagne the dog? You don't speak about that, do you?